we're going to be looking at a project manager's assistant, and we're going to be setting up a new property to do a program. So all those of you who have never done a program before, I'm going to be walking through you step by step how to build a program. So we'll start with the adding a new property. So we'll just make something up. 1, 2, 3 street road Ave, and then we'll go with 7 detached. Bedrooms will be a 3-bedroom, bathroom 1, square footage we'll go with 1400, EPC rating we'll go with D average, price. So price will go at a 110, £110,000. What budget are we going to have? We'll make up 30,000. Expected value we'll go with 160. So add property, it's adding it at the moment, so hopefully we've got it successfully added, which we've got here, 123 Street Road Avenue. This is the one. So we're going to view details, and then we are going to look at building a program. So we're going to build, that's one that was already done, we're going to build our own program. So we'll start with demolition and site preparation. We've got 8 tasks in here. So first what we're going to do is a full property demo. 5 days for that. So we'll start off by creating a program with just one task in it for now. So there we are, we've got this full property demolition. We're going to be starting it on, we'll start it on Monday the 18th, so it gives us time to get so we're going to be looking at start date. The program starts on the 18th, so this demo is going to start on the 18th, and it's going to be 3 days for the demo. So then we're going to add another task. So after we've done the demo, we can then, what can we have? In fact, no, we don't need another demo. We've done all the internal demolition. So in that tab, we need to go to structural and shell works. So here we go. So we've taken a wall out. We've got a beam that we need to install. So we're going to add that one in. It's given us 4 days following on from the demo. 4 days for us to install, take out the wall, install the beam, get everything so it's ready for the next task. So next task we've got is first fixing. So we've got the next stage we need is joinery. So we'll look for first fix carpentry, add that task in. So looking at that, we've got 5 days for doing the carpentry. This is for building any internal walls, getting door frames in, get your window boards on, any boxings in that you need to be done that's going to be skimmed over for the plastering. Then after the carpentry, we have another first fix. So you've got different trades, you've got plumbing, you've got electrical. First fix, which one would you put in next? See if you can guess which one I'm going to select. So I'm going to put the first fix plumber in next, and he's got 5 days to do the task. To do a 3-bedroom semi, a plumbing team should easily get all the plumbing work's done in 5 days. Might even be less than that, but 5 days should be sufficient for them to come and do that. That's all the carcassing, all the cold, hot and cold water pipes in, undergrounds, on the floors, in walls, coming out where they need to be in each room, in your kitchens, your bathrooms, your en-suites, downstairs toilets, all your radiator stabs all need to be coming through in the right location. All this needs to be done at this point. When we've done the full demolition previously, we need to pull all the ceilings down. This allows the plumbing and the electrical work to be done from underneath and drilling through the joists. That way you can inspect all the joists so you can see if there's any damage, any rot, anything that's going to cause you an issue going forward. And it stops you having to take floorboards up. So the second you take a floorboard up, it is never ever going to be the same again. You're going to get creaks and you're going to get movement in these floorboards. No matter how much you screw them down, how well you fix them, there's always going to be, it might not happen now, but at a later point, there's going to be movement. It's never ever going to be as good as the floor was when it was originally made. That's why we don't like to take floorboards up. You do everything from below. So you take all your ceilings down at demo stage, and then you can do all your first fixings from below, and it's a better job. Plus, you've not got any chance of anybody falling through floorboards, which is another health and safety issue. So your carcasses in there, or your pipe work for your boiler and everything. And then the next person that we're going to send in doing electrical or doing the first fixing is, click on the right one, is this first fix electrical. So add that one in. So first fix electrical, 4 days for this one. Might take them 5. Best thing that you need to do when you're getting these people booked in, you say to them, how long is this going to take you? So then they'll tell you, yeah, I need 5 days, 4 days, 6 days, 10 days, whatever it is, and that's how you help to build a program. These are going to get the first fix done. And it is only the first fix that's getting all your cables in under the floors, in the walls, or your back boxes in where the sockets and switches are going, but they do not do any socket fronts, no switches or socket fronts. So electrician will want to do it all at this stage because it's easier for them, but do not let them do it at this stage. All they do at this stage is the electrical first fix. That's getting all the cables in, that's all going to be buried, just coming out where you want all the sockets and like fittings and switches and everything. No socket fronts goes on at this stage. So then we have another task that we need to do after this one is plastering and drying time. So we have, in fact, no, before then we need to have, where can I find it? Quality control and inspections. So we need to do what's called a pre-plaster inspection. So this should just take you a day. You can come towards the end of the electrician being in, even on that day to do it, start looking, and then you might need to get bricks patched up where holes are in walls. There might be something that's not quite right by the electrician. There might be something that's not quite right with the plumber. The joinery might not be quite right. This is when you check everything must be in place, ready for the plastering that's going to go down next. The joiner will want to not fit door frames at its first fix stage because it's easier for a joiner to fit the door frame and the door at the same time. Do not let them fit the door at first fix stage. It's just going to get, or they are just going to get damaged. There's too much moisture in that house with all the plastering going on. They're just going to swell, twist, and warp. So do not let them fit the doors at first fix stage, and do not let them fit the door frames at second fix stage. The plasterer who's going in next needs a door frame to go up to for his plastering. It's going to make a lot better job. We're not going to have patching that's going to be done afterwards, so it must get done at this stage. So my next stage going in is plastering and drying. So we have plastering. So we will have you will get a team of plasterers going in, and they should get a house done in 5 days. A 3-bed semi for a gang of plasterers should take them a week to do it, 5 days. If they overrun over the weekend and need to work through, then that's what you need to let them. But they should work 5 working days, should be all that they need. If they're going to be taking longer than that, then they're taking the piss, basically. A good team should get a house done in 5 days, and that's all you want on your programme, is no more than 5 days. You've got the buffer of the weekend for them to get caught up if they fall behind for whatever reason, but 5 days should be sufficient for that. So then the next one that we need after that is plastering and drying. So we need a little bit of drying time. So depending what time of year it is, if the program's slightly different and the plaster finishes on a Friday, you've got the weekend, which might be sufficient for everything to dry out if it's in the summer. But this drying time, we've been given for the programme quite a little bit there, so I think we need to got 7, 8 days even, so I think we need to knock that down. I think in this situation we've got 2 days plus the weekend, so we've got 4 days, which should be sufficient. So when the plaster is being in, the plaster doesn't like to have the windows and doors open because they don't want everything drying out quickly, because they can get more on the wall and they can be working at more at any one time. So that's why it'll be full of water when you first get in there. So best thing you can do is go in, open your windows, open your doors, let some air blow through straight away. If it's at the evening when they're finished, go in, just open everything for a couple of hours, then come back later on, and you'll see a massive difference. Just leave everything on the trickle vents, so then overnight air's continually blowing around. Don't put any heaters in there or any dehumidifiers. It needs to dry out naturally. So with the windows open all day for 4 days, you can close them but put them on the trickle vents overnight. That should have dried out sufficiently for the time of weather that we've got for the next trade to go in. So the next category that we want is we need internal painting. So we've got mist coat that goes in. So we need to make sure that everywhere gets a thin coat of paint. It's a watered down solution of paint that the decorator will go in and will paint everything, which will help in the long run, because once it's all painted you can see all the blemishes in the plaster. It gets paint behind all the where the radiators are going to be fitted, which will be coming on shortly, behind all where the second fix switches are going to be in the sockets, so you're getting a coat of paint behind everything. And it also makes the decoration a little bit quicker. So we need to knock this down a little bit, because you're looking at 1 or 2 days for the mist coat. Ideally, it just wants all getting done in a day. So that's what we'll have on this one, just to go around. It's just a watered down. You can go around and you can spray it all, get it all done in a day. And then to the mist coat. Then who goes in next? So we have options here. We've got second fix and utilities. So at this point, once we've got the mist coat done, we have plumber. The plumber needs to go in. It can hang all the radiators, needs to get all the pipe work in place. So it should, during the first fix, you've just got stabs coming out of the floor to all the sanitary, all the radiators, which is now all going to get installed. You've got stabs, or you should just have a stab coming out where the kitchen is. If the kitchen's always been in the kitchen in the same location, you just have your stop tap coming out the floor or wherever it comes out of, with a bit of a pipe on, and that's what your plaster has been using to fill and mix. And now at this point, this is when all the carcass gets all connected back up again, so you can fit it, or the pipe work for the sink unit or the kitchen sink and everything that goes in there, your washing machine, any built-in dishwashers, any fridges, anything like this that needs water. This is when you get your carcasses on top of the plasterwork to all those, which is all going behind all your units. So you've got your second fix plumbing. So on this we've got 4 days for it, which there's a reasonable amount of time to get everything done. Might not take them that long if it's a decent gang. But once your second fixed plumbing is in, who do you need to send in next? So then we've got a kitchen units going in. So we get kitchen units installation going in. We can get all the kitchen done. We can get all the boxings done. We need a second fix in utilities, second fix joinery. Where's I think it's here. We've got skirtings and architraves. So you need to get all these skirtings and architraves fitted. And then we have all your internal doors. They all need installing. Normally you would fit the internal doors before the skirting so you can get the door so and then you would do all your architraves and your skirting board just in case the frames just need tweaking slightly. So let's change this to the 10th and they can do the internal doors at the same time. So basically everything gets done in just over a week. So what is the next task after internal doors? And you've got your kitchen installed, you've got your doors, all your second fix joinery is all done. Who do you need in next? So who do we need in next? So second fix, floor coverings and finishes. No, let's have a quick look. So second fix and utilities. I'm just trying to find whereabouts the wall tiling is. We've got kitchen and bathroom. We have kitchen tiling and that, and then which we've got 3 days for, and then we can have bathroom tiling. We can add that as well. So I don't think it's going to take all that time to get the kitchen and bathroom done. We'll knock this one down. For days, so we can get it all done. Should be able to get a kitchen and bathroom tiled in 4 days quite easily. And it's same tiler. Then after you've got your tiling done, what do we need in next? We need second fixing. This is when the electrician comes in. So this is when the electrician needs to do the socket fronts, put all the pendants on. They don't do it at first fix stage like I mentioned earlier on. So this is your second fixing time. All the wall tiles need to be on so it all can get the socket fronts fitted and all nipped up so everything is working okay. seeing as all the major works are completed, you might even be able to get electrics on now, because everything should be in its place so it all can be connected up. Might, depending whose package you've got the electric shower in, you might find that the plumber will come along at the same time or after this and fit this shower to the wall if it's not in the electrical package, and the electrician can come in and connect that afterwards, maybe when he's coming and testing it. But really, you need to get everything connected up now. So you could put in your plumber in next. Your plumber's in next, and they can be kitchen appliance installation. So this can get your sink top sorted out, so you can get water on and get your shower fitted. So the electrician can get all their items up to date. So the second fix, kitchen and bathroom, will just tweak this so they're in at the same time. It's on the 24th, so they can start on the same time. So they're in together. It should only take them a day to get that sorted out. So at least you should have now all your electrics and all your water on to everything. You can check if there's any faults anywhere. You can all get walls dug out, chopped out. If there's any cables that's been buried over, and it can all get plaster patched up, ready for the decoration. And then you can see if there's any leaks, we can get it all sorted out before the decorator goes on. And then we end up with stains everywhere. So next task we have is quality control and inspection. So this, similar to your pre-plaster inspection, this is another must. So you've got a pre-paint inspection. So this should only take you a few hours just to walk around everything, and you need to make sure that everything's been fitted. So your second fix joinery's done, your handrails, your architraves, everything's done. Everything's fixed. There's no gaps or anything anywhere. All your plaster patching's been done, so anything that's been damaged, because you will have damage with the second fixing that's gone down after the plaster's been in, you need to send somebody back. Hopefully it's just a small tub of filler, and you go and fill and sand it down, because the decorator will do some prep work, but he'll not be wanting to fill massive holes, so it's important that you get them all filled in before the decorator comes. So you get your pre-paint inspection done. You can maybe overlap a little bit when you've got other people in, if they're not going to be doing any disruptive work. But get your bits of filling done and make sure that all these people have got all the work done before the decorator goes in. So then, next task is in decoration. So we need interior painting, and the decorator, we've got 6 days there. A good decorator should get a full house emulsioned and glossed in a week. No exceptions, if you leave them alone. So do not send anybody else in at this point. Don't be sending other trades in doing things while the decorator's in, because all they're going to do is create dust, and that is going to make a mess of, especially your glossing, but it's going to make a mess of paintwork. It's also going to piss the decorator off. So make sure that you send the decorator in all by themselves. They should have lights on, especially when it's darker in the winter months. And hopefully we've got some heating on so it can help to dry things out. But the decorator must go in all by themselves. After the decorator's been in, This is when you then send the joiner back in to do all the ironmongery. So when they installed all the doors, fitted all the doors at second fix stage before it were decorated, they can drill all the latches out, fit all the handles if they want to make sure everything's working, and then everything gets taken off and left, put it in a kitchen drawer somewhere, gets left off because the decorator when they come in will just paint everything or spend time taping everything up. So if you take everything off and it all gets fitted after painting's got done, should take him a couple of days to get all the doors back on. No, sorry, all the lashes back on. There might be curtain rails that putting up. There might be shower rails and stuff like that all to go up. A couple of days should quite easily get it done. They might even just get everything done in a day. So once we've got all the doors are all working, we need another inspection. So this is before the floor covering's coming down or going down. So this, while the joiner's in, it's probably going to be their task anyway. So we need to have a look and make sure that any floorboards, hopefully you've not taken any floorboards up to do your work, you followed my advice, but doesn't mean that people before didn't take any floorboards up. So this is when you need to go around and make sure that all the floorboards are fixed securely. If any are squeaking or wobbling or anything, then it's important that you take those up first and then have a look underneath to see where the cables and pipes are before you refix them. Do not stick screws and nails through floorboards blind because you will go through cables and pipes. I've done it in the past. So just make sure that you do this pre-covering floor covering inspection. And then once everything's okay, you might have some concrete floors that need a bit of filling in them just to level them out. If it's not too bad, the floor layers will pick these up, but we're going to do all your, so you've got your floor preparation, so we're going to get the carpets all the way through here. So we'll add this down. Generally, you're going to get your carpets done. They're going to want to come and do it all in a day, this. They're not going to take 3 days to do. They're not going to take 3 days to do this. It's all going to get fitted in a day. Let me close that one down. And then I'll close that one down. So you've got all your carpets done in a day. And then after the carpets have been fitted, who goes in next? Joiner goes back in again. When flooring gets fitted, sometimes it might be easier for the floorers to take the doors off. They might be touching, so we need to go back in and we need to sort out the internal doors. So some might need the bottoms taken off them, some just might want rehanging, but the joiner needs to go in there for probably a day just to get those done. We don't need 3 days. So that's the internal doors. So you probably might have some finishing touches to do in there, but the next task we need is quality control, and we need electrical test and certification. So now everything's been done, they can come and they can test everything. You get your gas as well. Get your gas safety inspection done. It's important that you get these done at the end once everything's been completed and you know you're not going to be knocking any nails in anywhere, so you're not going to puncture anything, putting pictures on the wall, mirrors up, things like that. So these need to be done at the end of it when the house is complete, not at the second fixing stage. Now you need to be going and snagging everything, making sure before you get the valuers round, everything's fitted, working, everything looks perfectly, and then you can get all the snagging done. So that's roughly a program on how to build a program from demolition all the way through to handover, all your different elements. So hopefully that's been of use for some people if you've never known how to build a program before. If you want me to send you a template about a program similar to this, I can send it through in Excel. Then message me below, but hopefully you've learnt a little bit of something, learnt a little bit of knowledge and use it if you can. I'll see you later.